Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Transformers for a minute, because I think that it's in a pretty dead state. I think Transformers is pretty much gone now. I think it's in the end days. I think that a decade from now, Transformers won't even be a existing IP anymore. It'll be a thing of the past, and it's gonna be laughed at because it is absolutely crashing. And you know it's crashing when it has to get a Fortnite cameo in order to remind people that it's relevant. But we'll talk about that some other day when I'm willing to even bravely touch the fact that there are 5 different Transformer skins in Fortnite, and one of them is a Transformer battle bus. But we'll address that another day. Let's talk about Transformers for a minute. I think the last 2 films were absolutely horrendous. Basically, everything after the Michael Bay universe has been horrendous. He did the first 3 films and didn't want to continue, and he made 2 more. The first 3 Transformer films, bangers, beautiful, perfection. The 2 after, still very good, very enjoyable, very entertaining. Then we had the Bumblebee film, which was a reboot, and was like, it was mid. I consider it a mid film. Not even by Transformers standards, by general film standards. It was watchable, but I didn't like it. And then we had the new Transformers film, which I think was ungodly awful and was an insult to the Transformers franchise. I cannot name anything that I liked about the new Transformers film. Absolutely nothing. I think it was awful in every way, and that they couldn't have done a worse job. But we have Transformers 1 here. And I think the Transformers IP is dying, because I think those last 2 films were terrible. A lot of people would agree that the Bayverse, which was the films directed by Michael Bay, was a lot better than modern Transformers. And we've had so many Transformers games that keep getting cancelled, even though they look amazing, that not even the gaming industry cares about Transformers. And kids nowadays, they don't collect action figures and stuff. They just play on their mum's iPad or play Fortnite on their PlayStations. It's just... there doesn't seem like there's much left for Transformers. No one's buying the physical toys. No one's buying the games because they're not releasing the games. And the films are getting worse and worse. But I'm hoping that Transformers 1, which has just had its trailer released a few hours ago, might save it. But I'm already thinking it won't, because in the description, Chris Hemsworth is playing Orion Pax, and if you don't know who that is, that's Optimus Prime before he becomes a Prime. That's Optimus Prime back when he was a librarian on Cybertron. If they release a film where one of the most... It's not the fact that no one cares about this era, it's the fact that this film would be the most boring thing in human history. Because if they made a film where the most iconic and awesome character in the entire franchise was just a librarian reading high-tech books for 2 hours straight, it would be the worst film in human history. It would do worse than any film you can think of. And you can think of the most diabolically horrific criminal films, and this would perform worse than they did. But you know what? I'm still going to give it a chance, because it's got Chris Hemsworth, it's got Scarlett Johansson, it's got Keegan-Michael Key. I don't know who Brian Tyree Henry is. Or Steve Buscemi, Lawrence Fishburne, or John Hamm. I don't know who any of those people are. This film is produced by Lorenzo di Bonaventura and Tom DeSanto and Don Murphy, Michael Bay. Oh my god, this film was produced by a lot of people. Oh dear god. Mark Viridian, Aaron Dem, Steve Spielberg, Zev Foreman, Olivia Dermont, Brian Oliver, BJ Farmer. Really? BJ Farmer? You're just... I'm starting to think that maybe these people aren't real. You just randomly threw in Blowjob Farmer just to be funny. Surely half these people aren't actually real. And Matt Quigg. And it's coming in September 2024. So it gives us a date as well. But you know what? Let's watch the trailer first. And let's see if it's as terrible as I'm accusing it of being.
How long do you think we'll be here? I'm not talking to you.
You know what? We are so screwed.
Thought you weren't talking to me.
You two, come with me. Report to Waste Management.
Hi there, I'm B127. I'm actually working on some nicknames.
This looks
the one I'm
pretty
floating
bad.
right now is Badassatron, which is actually pronounced Badassatron.
We're gonna call you B. I know we're just lowly worker bots who can't even transform.
So, it's a Transformers film, minus the transforming element. At least it's still gonna spend a lot of time around Optimus, and he's still not gonna be a librarian. But its animation style is horrific. It looks like something out of one of the old video games that we would have seen in like 2009. And the style of comedy, I can already tell, is just horrific. Like, not even children are gonna find this stuff funny.
Don't you want to see what's out there? There's a reason no one goes to the surface. It's dangerous.
Why'd you bring jetpacks?
Okay, this is the other problem. Again, being based before the actual conflict and everything. It's not the fact that no one cares about this era, because the fans who love the lore do. But the general person, they're not gonna remember D16 as a really memorable character, or Orion Pax, or whatever the fuck Bumblebee's meant to be, Badassatron. No one's going to remember this kind of stuff. This isn't iconic or memorable or enticing in any way to the audience. So the only people who are going to be watching this are people who like Transformers. The normal people are just going to think this is just some terrible kids film, and it probably is going to be some terrible kids film.
If we survive this, I'm gonna kill you. I accept those terms.
The surface.
It's beautiful.
The lighting and stuff is cool. The animation is...
You have
I don't like the
yourself
animation style, but it's done well.
Take these and access your full potential.
Are they turning into fucking Power Rangers? Are you really Power Rangering the Transformers?
It's time to show them we are more than meets the eye.
We can transform now.
On three. One.
What are they gonna transform into? They have to scan something.
Where's my head?
This isn't something from the Bayverse. This is something that's even came from the original comics. You have to scan something to be able to understand it. How do they turn into cars and tanks when they've never even seen a human?
That's not good.
I can guarantee you, if any species in the universe made any form of transportation, it would look nothing like human transportation. I can promise you that. So the fact that the vehicles they choose look so similar to human transportation, despite the fact they've never seen humans, is just going to make actual Transformers fans dislike it. Who is this film made for?
We've got these powers for a reason.
The average Joe isn't going to
Let's
watch it.
use them.
Actual Transformers fans might not like this. Probably won't like
Stand
this.
here together as one.
He's actually a Power Ranger now!
It appeared with this guy. Knife hands? I have knife hands.
I can see that.
Hey, you know how the most iconic detail about Bumblebee is the fact that he doesn't actually talk and just talks in like beeps and whistles and radio sounds? Yeah, we're gonna scrap that as well. Everything that makes these characters, they've just scrapped away. They've taken the bare bones and they've made it something very different. I can't imagine anyone actually wanting to watch this.
B, these are not the bad guys.
Why did you cut the door?
Wait, no, it was already like that. Right?
Yes, that's right.
Yes,
It was.
yes.
Yeah, it was already like. Yeah, that's right.
So the average Joe isn't going to watch it. Transformers fans aren't going to watch it. So who's going to watch this film? Maybe you'll get the small child who wants to see the film and will leave in a tantrum as they think it was terrible, and you might have the odd brain-dead TikTok child that actually enjoys it, but this film is going to do so poorly. Holy fuck, Transformers is going to die. My advice to people who like money, don't invest in anything Transformers related, because as you can see, it's clearly going downhill, and I'm not going to try and support this in any way. I'm going to be blunt about it. This looks absolutely shite. I can tell you for a fact I will not be watching this film. And you know what? If this is the Transformers films that you're giving us, I'd rather go back and watch Bumblebee or Rise of the Beast or whatever the fuck that last film was called. Because both of those, I'd rather watch them 100 times with someone slowly picking every hair out of my bollocks than watching that a singular time. That was the most painful trailer I've watched in my whole life.